Winset Kafka, I repeat, Winset Kafka, the meme is real. Sup, my dude's Valkyrja. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my new team. Well, my new favorite team. This team is absurdly strong. It is, I'm not even memeing, it is broken. Because it abuses a bunch of mechanics, and I'm going to explain it while I play it. So, at first, I'm just going to give you guys an overlook into everything. If you don't know, I got insanely lucky on Kafka summons. I have her light cone, which helps a lot with energy regeneration, because it applies shocked on the enemies, and she regenerates every time a shocked enemy dies, which is good, because then it feeds into the ER rope that I have, so she ends up getting ult very quickly. This helps a lot for her speed, which is good, because this team is all gas, no brakes. I'm eventually going to swap out Locha for Welt, but Welt needs very, very specific relics to be able to function, and he's going to form a more supportive role in the team, and more so just applying and slowing the enemies down. So you can see we already got him level 70. I've been working on him. I'm going to get him level 80. Then I'm going to start working on his relics, because those are way more important than his traces right now. But I did get his trace board somewhat filled out, just, you know, level 2. Anyways, we also have Asta. Asta, not full trace board, but this is what Asta's looking like. She is in a lot of trouble because we don't have the relics actually leveled up yet. We need to level her relics up yet, so this team is nowhere near done, but you're going to see exactly how this team functions and why it's so damn strong. The team is very strong. We're actually going to be using Bailu instead of Locha, because on Bailu we have Quid Pro Quo, which is going to help out a lot in this team. Very, very strong one. We have Dance, Dance, Dance. This is pretty much necessary. You don't need Kafka's Light Cone. You don't need all these speed buffs, but you do absolutely need, you 100% to make this work. You need this. You need the wind set on Kafka, and you need Dance, Dance, Dance. You absolutely need Dance, Dance, Dance plus the wind set to make this actually work. Outside of those two, you don't really need it too much. Then we have Luca, not Luca. We have Sampo Koski on Fermata for more break effect and damage. And then we also have him on 4-piece of our 2-piece Messenger Traversing Hackerspace for more speed, and 2-piece of the Thief set for more break effect with Sprightly Von Wax, so he goes ahead of Kafka, so she's able to apply DOT, so we do everything. So how does this team work? How does this function? Let me get into it and let me show you, because looking at it, it's not going to look crazy, but pay attention how many turns the enemies get and how many cycles we can actually beat this in. Oh yeah, full disclosure, we're going to be doing this in MOC 10 on side 1, because I feel like the Forgotten Shadows, who have 170 base speed, are a good showcase of how fast this team actually goes, because this team goes very, very, very quickly. So we're just gonna put Locha on this side. You can run this on any floor because of the way it functions, the way the game's mechanics works. You can run this literally on any floor as long as you're able to bring in a DOT or a main damage dealer that's going to be able to apply weakness onto the enemy, because most weaknesses can actually apply DOT. So as long as there's a DOT for Kafka to actually play off of, you are going to be able to bring this team into literally any floor, because there is a flexible slot where Sampo is currently at. You can put literally any other damage dealer in the game there. Just DOT characters play best with this team, because this team is going to go fast. Now keep in mind, whenever you're building a character for this team is very reliant on all these relics and all this stuff working together. It's very reliant on everything coming together, but I do think it's a pretty free-to-play friendly team, because you don't need Kafka's Light Cone. You don't need it. It's just really good for the speed. It's good to have this amount of speed, so you're able to go very, very quickly. So here we're going to go ahead. We're going to use Sampo to slow them, because it applies to all of them, and then we're going to use Asta to go into the fight with full stacks for Asta. So we're going to be able to kind of try to blitz through this. And like I said, I'm going to explain how this works as it goes. Now, keep in mind, from our POV, from the player's POV, this isn't going to look crazy. But I want you to pay attention to the amount of turns or the amount of actions we get before this cycle hits 38 even. I think we should be able to clear within 4 turns. That's what I've always done with this team. Or 4 cycles. We should be able to beat this within 4 cycles, but yeah. So basically, the way this team works is it's all about generating tons of energy. It's all about giving lots of turns and lots of actions to Kafka, so Kafka is able to constantly pop off and pop the DOTs currently applied to the enemies, so she's able to just deal absolute tons of damage. Here we kind of want Kafka to get hit, and now because they took a turn, If we had a little bit more speed on Bailu, they couldn't have even taken a turn, but you always want somebody to go after Kafka, so now Kafka can do the follow-up again, going to generate energy, and now we can ult, and because they're all shocked whenever they die here, we're going to generate a ton of energy. You can see here we almost have ult back instantly. Actually, I might be in the way. If I'm in the way, sorry, let me show you what I mean. We literally just ulted with Kafka, and you can see here we almost have ult back instantly. We're at 95 out of 120 because the energy regeneration rate wrote plus the amount of energy she generates off of shocked targets. A lot of enemies just died. They were all shocked, so she was able to generate a ton of energy. We're just going to do this to try to just generate more energy for the team. Come here, because once again we want Kafka to have ultimate whenever this goes down, so we're just going to use Kafka's E to generate ult, and we're going to get here with cycle 39 still active. So now we have to consider with her ultimate dance, 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 and everything that's going on, so we're just going to want to play it kind of safe. We're going to want to go ahead and do this so she can generate the follow-up for Kafka. We're going to do this for Kafka, and that way it's the DOT. We're going to pop this for Sampo, and then we're going to use Sampo's E for follow-up, and then we're going to use the Kafka ult here, and then we're going to use Asta's ult for the speed increase as well as dance, dance, dance action forward, which is going to pull a lot of our allies forward in action. You can see how that works out. And then we're going to just normal here, so Kafka gets the follow-up, and we're able to just keep it pushing basically now. They do get one turn off. It'll happen occasionally. But the thing is, you can see in the cycle, we're still on 39. We're still on cycle 39. I don't think we have the damage to really power through and get this done within that, like within one cycle. So we're going to try to just do some damage here and build up ultimates, because I think we finally go to cycle 38 off this. I don't think we stay on cycle 1. There's not really a way to actively do it, I don't believe. So we're just going to do this. If maybe they both hit Kafka, we can. That might be a way to go about it. Here we're going to do this. Kafka follow-up. Maybe we stay up on this. I don't know. Nah, Kafka doesn't do enough. Not enough damage yet, but like I said, this team is only like about 60% of the way done. It still has quite a ways to go. So here we're on cycle 38 now. We're just going to use Kafka's skill. That way we can pop the DOT. Good damage. Really, really good damage. So now we're just going to keep it pumping. Here we can actually just normal with Sampo. We don't need to go really crazy. We're going to go ahead and use Sampo's ult to increase the DOT damage because we want this to go fast. We don't want to get to cycle 38. We want to try and buy as much time as possible for the other side. So we're trying to speed this up, speed this along, keep it nice and quick. Then we're going to go ahead and use your skill. That way we can give everybody speed boost, and dance, dance, dance can proc, pulling the whole team forward. Now that the whole team's forward, we can go ahead and use a normal. This is going to proc Kafka's follow-up. We already did Kafka's follow-up, never mind. I do lose track sometimes of whenever I haven't done Kafka's follow-up. So here, this should kill. Yeah, so we're still on cycle 38. So because we're still on cycle 38 here, we're good to go. Alright, we don't really need to worry too much about healing. Bailu's mostly here for just quid pro quo. So here, we're actually going to not use a skill point. We're going to use Kafka's E here to just apply a road using her light cone. Her light cone's passive. And then we're going to use Sampo to bounce both, generate ultimate, Sampo ultimate, come down. And then we're going to Kafka ult to follow it up. Windset's going to pull Kafka forward. Follow up Asta now. And now we're just going to try to just keep Sampo alive real quick, because we're just going to normal attack with Asta on Ares. Not very good bounces, but I think we're fine, I want to say. This is fine. Bailu reses, we're good. So we don't have a skill point because Asta went down. That's just rather unfortunate. I think we're still good though. Yeah, they're doing this thing. So we're fine. So if they didn't do this, we might be in trouble, but because they're doing this, I think we're fine. So here, we actually want to break with Sampo. And so we're going to get a double break with Sampo here, big break. And then we're going to use a normal with Bailu. We're going to use, we can see we're on cycle 37, and this is about to be a big damage turn. We're going to focus on you a good little bit. Well, I guess it's not a big damage turn. We definitely want to pop this here, get the speed boost going, and activate Dance, Dance, Dance. So we're going to pull our entire team forward like this. And then we're going to have to just normal with Sampo right now. They're both weakness broken with max wind shear, so Sampo doesn't really matter if he goes. And then we're going to just normal again, build a skill point, pop Bailu's ultimate to try to keep our team alive. But when they come back, they should be just trying to do the binding of the circle, whatever it is. You can see there the DOT popping off with 48k, 37k DOT here, pretty good, pretty good DOT. So then we're just going to once again normal. Who doesn't have burn on them? I'm going to assume you don't have burn. So then we're just going to E here because you're slightly higher than the other one. And then we're just going to do this. I actually wanted to Sampo. I thought I had hit the ult button, but I guess I didn't. So me losing Sampo's turn there is pretty bad. But you can see Kafka is immediately going again because Windset pulled her forward. Because Windset is very fun and fair. So you can see that I've only had to heal myself like once, because even though it's looking like this fight has taken quite a while, it actually hasn't. It's actually been a very short fight, because you can see we're only on like the 4th cycle, I believe, right? And I probably could, yeah, re-kill right here anyways. So we're able to beat it, and did I 3-cycle that? I think I did. I don't know if the cycle ticked down or not because the DOT. Okay, so the cycle did tick down. So we did, in my opinion, I count that as a 3-cycle, but technically it's a 4-cycle because the enemy was going first on the action order of the 36 cycle. So, but you get the idea. I was able to 3-cycle MOC 10 side 1 very easily, very handedly because of this team, because the enemy just does not get to play, because I'm going so fast. I have so much action forward due to the wind set, due to Dance Dance Dance, that I'm able to just constantly pump out damage, pump out DOT procs. I'm able to abuse Kafka with the follow-up attack, applying her own ultimate DOT, which is a very high multiplier. And even though Kafka is mostly a support build, let me go ahead and leave so I can show off Kafka's build more. So you can see the substats are terrible. Everything's awful with her substats, but the main stats are correct. They're what I want. They're what I want her to be. And so she's able to just constantly be very, very quick. She's able to abuse that follow-up attack, abuse the popping on her ultimate, the DOT pop on her ult, and skill. So wind set Kafka is actually very, very, very damn strong. It's incredibly strong. You can see all the substats are kind of I got some good attack percent substats, which is really what I want. But you can see here, I literally have no useful substat on that one. I have no useful substat on this one. I have a useful substat right here in attack percent, and then I have a useful substat right here in attack percent. These substats are absolutely terrible. They are god-awful. I could make this build a million times better, and I'm going to work on it over time. However, this is what I have right now, and I think it's pretty good. I think just based off what I've seen, based off what I've done, even though the team's only 60% done, even though most of my characters have really bad relics on them, the team works simply because of how everything functions and intertwines together to kind of push this to the extreme, to the point where I'm able to absolutely abuse turn cycle. I'm abusing Kafka's DOT popping, because like I said before, even way back whenever I talked about Kafka, DOT explosion, DOT popping in every gacha game I've ever played has broken the game. So of course I'm going to try to abuse a very strong mechanic. So I'm just abusing Kafka's follow-up attack. I'm abusing Kafka's DOT application, as well as the DOT popping. And I'm abusing the action forward system in a turn-based game to where you can speed up constantly, give lots of speed to your team, give lots of action forward. It's just a very, 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 very strong setup. It takes a lot of work to get all this going. You don't need good relics to make this work. They just have to have the correct main stats. That's it. You only care about this line right here. You don't care about nothing else. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the win set as much as I do. Am I saying you have to build Kafka this way? This is the best build for Kafka? No. This takes an entire team to work. This takes an entire team to function. You have to build a whole damn team around this. And eventually, I'm going to remove an abundance character from this team entirely, because the team simply just goes so damn fast, you just don't get hit enough to give a fuck. It is that simple. I'm going to remove the Bailu eventually, like I said, or the Locha. I'm going to remove the healer eventually for Welt. Welt is going to slot in there. Once I get Welt built up, he needs a very specific setup. He's going to be on win set too, so that's going to be pretty fun to explain. But he's going to have an effect, hit rate, main stat, chest piece. He's going to have speed boots. He's going to have attack percent on his planosphere, and then he's going to have energy regeneration rate on his rope. That way he has some attack, so he can actually deal some damage. But he's able to be mostly in a supportive role just to kind of slow the enemy down, make sure the enemy cannot play at all, and just speed the hell out of our team. Anyways, I think this team's really fun. Give it a shot if you're ever bored and you have a ton of resources to blow, and you have Kafka and you're really interested in trying to make a really strong Kafka team. This team is only going to get stronger with time because Kafka is not a damage, in my opinion. Kafka much more fills a supportive role in this team. She's much more the support. She's much more like the driver to constantly deliver the DOT damage. That way you can go really, really fast and proc DOT constantly because DOT is very strong. But yeah, I think this team's really, 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 really strong. I think win set on Kafka is absolutely broken. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.